I just watched what happened to Shedeur Sanders in the Cleveland Browns' third and final preseason game. And I'm outraged, I'm sickened, and I'm saddened. By the way, Shedeur continues to be treated in the National Football League.
Flacco. Over the middle, into the end zone. Cedric Tillman, touchdown, and the Browns lead.
Now by those sorry-ass Browns and sorry-ass Kevin Stefanski. So, yeah, Flacco started today, and I'll give you this, he played well.
The NFL is in huge trouble. Prime time turned into a disaster. Joe Flacco starting. Shedeur Sanders benched by Kevin Stefanski. The most electric rookie in the league watched from the sideline while the game the league sold as the showdown of the season fell apart in front of America. Before we dive in, make sure you like and subscribe. If you love Shedeur, then comment SS 100%.
At quarterback right now, he's going with Joe Flacco, and then the two rookies are behind him on the depth chart. We saw Shedeur Sanders look very good in the first preseason game that he played.
You could feel the shock hit like a cold front. Tailgaters checked their phones, faces turned from hype to confusion. Season ticket holders confronted anyone wearing Browns credentials. Weeks of energy and belief evaporated like steam in winter air. This was not a simple lineup change. It was a betrayal of an implicit promise between the organization and its fans.
The sense of it would be that if Flacco were to get injured or to falter, that Gabriel would get the first crack at it ahead of Sanders. Based on, again, they obviously thought more highly of him. They took him 2 rounds earlier.
The context mattered. For 3 straight weeks, the Browns' marketing machine ran full tilt. Sanders versus Burrow. Generational quarterback duel. Young phenoms representing the future of football. Every promo put Shedeur front and center. Every social post leaned into his dynamic playmaking. Pre-game shows teased the matchup over and over. NFL Network broke down how Shedeur could attack Cincinnati's aggressive defense. ESPN rolled out special graphics package. Amazon Prime even built exclusive camera angles to track Shedeur on every snap. None of that was an accident. League executives know gold when they see it. Shedeur meant eyeballs. Shedeur meant engagement. Shedeur meant revenue. The numbers tell the story with brutal clarity. According to multiple sources with direct knowledge of viewership data, the opening quarter drew about 18.2 million viewers. By halftime, it cratered to 11.7 million. The fourth quarter barely held 9.3 million. The last Browns-Bengals primetime matchup averaged 22.4 million across the game. That is a 40% hemorrhage. Network executives jumped on emergency conference calls during commercial breaks. Ad partners demanded answers. This was beyond a ratings dip. This was a programming catastrophe in real time. Do not miss the stakes. That drop means millions in lost ad revenue. Streaming subs canceled. Fantasy players closing apps. Betting handles down across the board. The ripple hit every ecosystem built around NFL consumption. When Shedeur does not play, it seems millions of viewers do not play either. Stefanski's decision exposed a reality. Modern NFL viewership depends on star power, on narrative momentum, on delivering the entertainment you promise. Benching Shedeur violated all 3. Inside the stadium, the tone flipped from electric to numb. Fans paid premium prices to see Shedeur's primetime debut. Instead, they watched Joe Flacco run conservative play action. The trademark roar on Browns possessions faded into scattered claps. By the third quarter, entire sections stood empty. The concourse was full of fans venting instead of watching. Merchandise stands reported Shedeur jerseys returned, exchanged, even dropped and left behind. One vendor called it Black Friday in reverse. Everyone bringing stuff back instead of buying. Online, the outrage went nuclear. Within minutes of the announcement, hashtags spiked to the top of the national trends. Not just Cleveland, not just Ohio, nationwide. Hashtag Shedeur generated about 847,000 impressions in the first hour. Fire Stefanski followed with over 623,000 uses before halftime. Free Shedeur became the rallying cry. One viral post said it best. The only reason I was watching this game was for Shedeur. They benched him. I am out. That single tweet scored 127,000 likes and 43,000 retweets. It became the anthem of a fan revolt. Then came the twist that turned a controversy into a crisis. League sources say Shedeur was blindsided. He found out about an hour before kickoff, after a full warm-up, after preparing all day for his primetime showcase. Multiple insiders used words like shocked, disappointed, fed up. Teammates saw him rip off his helmet and storm toward the locker room. Veterans stepped in to stop a confrontation. The defining image of the night was not a touchdown. It was Shedeur on the sideline, helmet off, arms crossed, alone. Stefanski's post-game defense did not land. He stood at the podium with forced calm. He said it gave the team the best chance to win. Reporters pressed hard. How did matchups change hours before kickoff? Why was this not communicated earlier? What exact looks from Cincinnati justified benching your most dynamic playmaker? He deflected. He redirected. He hid behind coach speak that convinced no one. His credibility had already taken hits during training camp controversies. It evaporated on that stage. The performance on the field shredded the last excuse. Joe Flacco went 18 of 31 for 186 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks taken. The offense finished with 268 total yards, 4 of 13 on third down, 17 points. Cincinnati won 27-10, and even that score flatters Cleveland. Most of the Browns' production came in garbage time against a prevent defense. The offense looked like you would expect with a 39-year-old behind a patchwork line against an aggressive pass rush. Predictable. Slow. No explosive plays to flip the game. Meanwhile, Shedeur had spent 3 weeks showing why ownership pushed for him. Preseason tape was loud. 67% completions. 9.2 yards per attempt, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. Highlight plays that grabbed the entire football world. In practice, he beat the first-team defense with stuff Flacco cannot do anymore. Velocity on intermediate throws, escape skills that keep drives alive, improvisation that turns broken plays into 6 points. Coaches knew it privately. Shedeur gave them the best shot at real offensive explosion, yet Stefanski chose Flacco. The locker room felt the shock. Sources inside say the decision fractured a delicate ecosystem. The offense had built timing with Shedeur. Then they had to pivot on the fly to Flacco's limitations. Receivers changed route concepts to match a weaker arm. The line faced more pressure since their quarterback could not move out of trouble. The defense was gassed from carrying the load. Veterans tried to be diplomatic in public. In private, they were bewildered. Myles Garrett offered measured support for the staff while avoiding any direct endorsement. Nick Chubb spoke about trusting the process, but you could hear the grit in his voice. Younger players who came in with Shedeur made their feelings known on social, liking posts that ripped Stefanski, sharing fan reactions that demanded Shedeur start. A digital paper trail of a locker room split. Ownership made this even hotter. Jimmy Haslam personally championed drafting Shedeur. He pushed past the usual process to get him. Marketing spent millions promoting him as the franchise cornerstone. Business ops forecast revenue spikes tied to his star power. Then Stefanski benched him on a national stage. That move did not just bench a quarterback. It undercut ownership strategy. It nuked marketing campaigns. It threatened financial projections. Sources say Haslam was apoplectic as the viewership crater popped on his dashboard. He demanded answers from football ops in real time. The national media piled on. Analysts questioned the logic. Former players called it coaching malpractice. Personalities who rarely agree reached a rare consensus. Benching Shedeur was self-sabotage. Colin Cowherd dedicated a full segment. He called it the most destructive coaching decision of the modern era. Stephen A. Smith turned into a meme. His face said it all as he yelled, "They benched Shedeur Sanders." That clip racked up millions of views. Pat McAfee put it in one line, "Brown's gonna Brown." It captured the absurdity. Betting chaos hit next. Books had Cleveland as a home favorite because Shedeur was expected to start. His benching moved lines fast. Props went sideways. FanDuel reported refunds on certain Shedeur props. DraftKings dealt with customer service nightmares. Fantasy players begged for lineup changes after lock. The whole mess showed how much one player now drives the NFL economy. When Shedeur sits, nothing around the game functions right. Here is the elephant in the facility. This was not about football. Multiple sources say it was about power. Stefanski felt his authority had been eroding since ownership pushed Shedeur into the draft plan. He chose this stage to make his stand. Bench the rookie on the biggest night. Prove who calls the shots. It was a calculated risk. It blew up in his face. It did not show leadership. It showed pettiness. It did not assert control. It exposed insecurity. It did not unite the room. It split it for good. The league office angle adds fuel. Roger Goodell and the broadcast partners have poured money into pushing the next wave of quarterbacks. Shedeur is the centerpiece for reaching younger fans. His benching did not affect one game. It undercut an entire promotional arc. Multiple owners contacted the league with concerns about competitive integrity and entertainment value. The NFL sells narratives as much as it sells games. Stefanski erased the season's most anticipated storyline without warning. The timing made it worse. This stretch goes head-to-head with playoff baseball, with NBA opening week, with college conference championships. The league needed a marquee that delivered. Instead, we got Browns-Bengals with checkdowns and channel surfing. Sports media needs compelling content. Fantasy needs stats. Betting needs live drama. There is a bigger lesson for every sport. Modern athletes are more than players. They are brands and businesses. They power billion-dollar industries. Coaches who do not accept that are on borrowed time. Stefanski's benching may be remembered as the moment old-school coaching finally broke, crushed by economic reality and fan expectation. The NFL needs stars. Fans demand entertainment. Networks require viewership. Shedeur delivers all three. Sunday night proved it with devastating clarity. As Monday evening approaches and nothing is fixed, Cleveland faces an identity crisis. Back a coach whose choices look erratic, or embrace the quarterback who is your future. The fans have already decided. The ratings already ruled. Social media is still on fire. The only question left is how long before ownership says what everyone knows. Benching Shedeur was not just wrong. It might be the most destructive decision in Cleveland Browns history. And considering their history, that is saying something.